My name's JD Calderon, and this is Of Mice and
Wolves, ow! This is usually the indie comic book workshop show where we talk about other people's issues in the industry and try and workshop through them. Due to lack of planning, because JD and I have both been very busy, he was just on vacation, and I started a Kickstarter. Kids are back to school, all their kinds of things. So we are probably just gonna shoot the shit, talk comics, and talk about our current Kickstarters. And
yeah,
if anybody has any questions that they would like us to answer, we could try and tackle them. Um, so we apologize for our lack of planning and enjoy the show.
you know what? Speak for yourself, man. I do not apologize for my lack of planning. Damn
I mean, I've been planning; it just wasn't for this.
well, exactly. There's plenty of planning. Too much planning. So yeah, man.
I mean, usually we decide to, when we don't have a guest, we usually decide to skip it. So
yeah,
this time we decided, since we both have something going on as far as a Kickstarter, we might as well do somewhat of a promotion for it, right? I mean, that's what we do. We go live, we talk about stuff.
Yeah.
So tonight we're being a little more selfish than usual.
This is true. There's a little bit more selfish. That's fine.
Yeah. Look, in how many? We've been doing this for over a year now.
We can take one for ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's time to take one for the team.
Exactly. So yeah, man. I say, we can just sit here and talk, but it's just like.
Well, I want to know. I have questions for you about the new Universal stuff, because
okay.
Clearly, since you've been there now, I'm curious. You sent me that picture of the werewolf ride and all that.
Yeah.
How was it? How was the new park?
It's gorgeous.
I mean, it looks like it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful park. So Daphne and I went to all the various lands. So we went to Dark Universe. We went to what is it? The Ministry of Magic. We went to was it Mario Land or Nintendo Land or whatever that thing is called? Yeah. And then we went to Burke, which is
How to Train Your Dragons.
How to Train Your Dragon. So what is it? Ministry of Magic is the real reason I wanted to be there, right?
Of course.
Harry Potter fan. So here's the thing: you go in there, it's really nice. It's
well, that's actually an old part of the park. Like the Ministry of Magic has been there, hasn't it? That's not new. Oh, is it a third edition to the Harry Potter?
The third one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's the other one. There's Gringotts.
And yeah.
Then there's Hogwarts.
Oh, okay. So this is a totally separate thing that they have. So do they have the train connecting all three?
No. This one doesn't have a train. Yeah.
Boo.
But it is really nice. Once you get inside, the place is really cool. Like it's France, and it's from the. It's not necessarily from the Harry Potter movie. It's from
the Beasts. Fantastic.
Right, the Beasts movie.
Okay.
And they have the tent set up, so you go in there and they have a show. You go in there, you sit down, and they have a show where they show the dragon, and they do this whole thing with I don't know the guy's name who made the monster book from the Beast movies. That guy. So they have a whole thing with that, and it's actually pretty cool. And then there's the ride. The ride was a lot of fun. I would advise, if you can do it, go single rider.
Okay.
The line was 120 minutes. Single rider. Man, maybe 10, 15 minutes took me to get on the ride. Yeah. So you go on there, you're like, cut through everybody, and it's like, all right. If you just want to ride the ride, that's what I would suggest doing.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, that's a little harder when you go with the family, but yeah. That's it.
Yeah. See, it was just Daphne and I, and she didn't want to ride the ride, so I was like,
so
okay.
You just went. You're like, screw it, I'm going.
Yeah. But she came with me. Like we all went on the single rider line. And then she got to see the interior of the place.
So she just waited to wait.
Yeah, but you got to see like the
experience.
Inside. Yeah. I mean, because the inside is like the Ministry of Magic from the movies.
Right.
And I mean, it's something to see. It's like really, really nice. and I was just like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Just the atmosphere. And there's like, it's like a couple thousand people in there with you.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
You know,
plus,
it's just
I
like,
mean, if it's to scale of what the Ministry of Magic is in the
yeah.
movies, then yeah, I can imagine.
And then what is it? Dark Universe is a lot of fun. You know, you go in there, they have the castle. You go inside the castle. I didn't get on that ride, but we walked around it for a bit. Actually, pretty cool. Nintendo Land or Mario Land or whatever that thing is. I'm not a big fan. Right?
Okay.
We went in. It is exactly what you would expect from it. It is loud, noisy, filled with kids, which makes it even louder, right? It was just like Daphne said it was like sensory overload. For me, it wasn't that, but it was more along the lines of like I was just annoyed. I was just like,
Spoken like true adults without kids.
right. Well, see, the thing is like I'm not a Mario Kart fan. I'm not a Donkey Kong fan. I don't not interested in any of that stuff. I get the appeal for it to younger kids, but I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And it was just it was just loud and annoying. I was just, this place.
I mean, for me, that's probably like a regular birthday party with kids.
Right.
Like it's like I like speaking of the sensory deprivation kind of situation here, like whenever we have like birthday parties at the house, it freaks me the heck out because it's too small, confined with all the noise, right? But when I go to a place that's like that wide open, I expect to hear like we take the kids to like this roller rink, and there's so much noise there, or Chuck E. Cheese, there's so much noise there, and yeah, I think we'd be all right there with the kids.
Yeah, you're probably accustomed to it. We were just like, we were just like, like, no. And then the last one was the Burke, the How to Train Your Dragon. It was a lot of fun. It looks just like the cartoons. The setup and everything is really really nice, beautiful. I didn't get on any of the rides there because they're all like roller coasters and like these things. And
I would imagine so, considering it is.
Yeah, and
that would be my son's favorite because he grew up loving those movies, and then he watched the Netflix series, and so now he's a senior in high school. So like, I think being able to go see that, he'll enjoy that.
Yeah. I mean, there was one ride I tried to get Daphne. I said, it's just like the Dumbo ride. And she was like, no. So she just wouldn't do it. The only drawback to the parks, the snacks are really good. The chocolate is ass. All right. So
what park did you get the chocolate from?
It's all over the park.
Oh, okay.
All the chocolate that I found at Universal sucks. So first, Harry Potter. They have the chocolate frogs.
Yeah.
From the, okay. So you have the chocolate frogs, you eat the frogs, whatever. I tried one. Chocolate was terrible.
I mean, that I expect, considering it's probably a chintzy.
Well, see that's the problem. I'm like, it's not even as good as just a plain old Hershey's bar.
Oh, that's terrible, man.
Right.
I hate Hershey's.
Right. So, it's not even as good as that. So I'm just like, terrible. Then there was this other place that we were passing by, and I forgot. It was really cool. It was like this little bear with on a little like a little ship that's like has a little like a little airship, right? And it's like the similar thing. I forgot what it was called. But it was a chocolate shop. So we go in there, and I got some dark chocolate from in there. Terrible. And I mean, I get dark chocolate from Trader Joe's. That's like 10 times better.
Yeah.
No, not even half the price. I would say a third, probably a quarter of the price with more chocolate and tastes better. And I'm just like,
yeah. I feel like those novelty things are just that. They're just novelty, right? Especially the frog one. Like I personally, I don't go out of my way to go places on vacation to buy chocolate unless it's like I'm in like Punta Cana and going to like a chocolate factory down there where they're actually making real chocolate.
Well, see, here's the thing though. All right, and then the other thing is, we went to one restaurant. It was some restaurant Daphne picked out. It was a Chinese restaurant, and I was just like, damn it. like I'm from New York. We have really good Chinese food, right? So we go in there, terrible, terrible, terrible. And I was just like, what is wrong with these people? I mean, I was tempted to throw my plate on the floor and just be like, one of those customers. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, as far as theme park food goes, I mean, you're just kind of like, unless like Disney does it better.
Oh yeah,
Universal, like hands down. I mean, that's
yeah.
It's not the best food, but
No.
it's good. It's edible, right? And same with but like in Universal, like I found that like you're just gonna get typical food. You're not gonna get like,
Yeah, I mean,
especially if you're getting like Chinese, that was a kind of like a situation,
right? Yeah,
where like I think my favorite place in Universal was the Mythos. It was also rated one of the high. I don't know if it's still there anymore or not, because but that was like in like the Islands of Adventure, and but again, it's just typical food. It's I think I got a burger or something,
right?
But like that's what I expected out of that kind of stuff. I didn't expect anything like great. If I wanted to like, I think the one night instead of eating in the park, we went to that outside area where like there's like Margaritaville, and we went there.
Right. Yeah, I get better food there because the one time I had a good food at Universal a few years back. We went to some Irish pub in one of the other parks, and I had a good burger, and that's all it was. It was a good burger.
But really, though, how can you really mess up a burger? At a restaurant, I feel like that's a staple. If you don't know how to cook a burger in Americana, then
I didn't know how a Chinese food place could screw up. Was it beef and broccoli?
I mean, probably because there was nobody Chinese actually working in the kitchen.
Well, no, it was more like because they didn't serve me beef. It tasted more like rehydrated beef. It was disgusting.
Which probably is valid. I mean, considering. They're going to try and save in food costs. They're not getting high quality. They're going to save money and charge you more.
Well, here's the thing though. Like in Disney, we went to the Brown Derby, right? And higher end restaurant,
right?
And you pay a little bit more, but the food is better. I had a nice steak in there, and I had the food was excellent in there. Daphne and I, at the end of it. We would like normally at the end of our meals, we would go to the Paris or the French Pavilion in Epcot, right? And in there's a little ice cream shop. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Right outside the Beauty and the Beast theatrical thing, right?
Beauty and the Beast theatrical.
There's like there's like a show that people go in through and then come out that hallway where it's in France.
And I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they come out there right where that ice cream shop is.
Right. But the ice cream there is excellent.
Oh, yeah.
So, we go there. But we were in the Brown Derby. We're like, the lady was like, "Oh, do you want to see the dessert menu?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let me see it." And we were like, I saw something on there. It was like triple decadent chocolate cake, and I was like, "Yeah, let me get one of those." And she was like, "Oh, excellent." So she brings it out.
She's like, "Cha-ching!"
Yeah, like, wasn't cheap, but she brings it out, and it was a massive slice of cake. I mean, it was huge. It was tall, and it was. And I was sitting there with Daphne. I was like, I don't normally do this. I was like, I'm gonna need help with this cake. So we both sat there. And it took both of us to finish it, and it was hard. Like it was
too rich.
No. Oh. That's the one thing. It wasn't too rich. It was excellent. It was excellent chocolate cake. There was just so much of it. It was hard for us to finish it. But I was like, we cannot not finish it. It's too good not to finish.
I feel like there's that place in Hollywood Studios that it's kind of like a drive-in theater thing.
Mm-hmm.
They have a similar dessert called Death by Chocolate. And I almost imagine it being the same, but I feel like there was also like chocolate ice cream involved in that one.
Right.
But again, I haven't been to since I was a kid. So whether it's still there or not.
It's still there.
But, yeah.
The food there is okay. Like it's a good burger joint.
Right, yeah, I'd assume that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good burger joint. You sit there, you watch the little trailer thing they give you.
Yeah, yeah, all the old movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but
I think we did we did a Mickey's Diner or a diner there where the characters walked around when we were there last time.
Oh, okay.
It was like a buffet style diner, and I think this time when we go, we're gonna go to that new Woody's Grill.
I don't think
They just put it into like Woody's Frontierland or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't see that one. Okay, yeah, because we went to the French Pavilion and we ate at that French restaurant, and then we went to that place. Then we also ate at the Japanese Pavilion, the Japanese restaurant where you go up the steps. That was really good. And then there was another joint that had the best food of the entire weekend, and I don't remember its name.
Was it an Epcot?
No, I think this one was actually in the Magic Kingdom. I think. I could be wrong. I'd have to ask Daphne. She was guiding the path there. I was like,
I'm sure. Yeah.
That's funny. But no, it was a good trip, man. We did a lot of walking, and that's
sure.
We walked off, and it was hot.
That's why we go in October. It gives us another month to cool off.
Yeah. Well, we go the week we go because it's everybody goes back to school.
That makes sense.
Right. So it's lighter. Like we got there Tuesday, it was light. Wednesday was light. Thursday was light. Friday was fairly light. Saturday, that's when it started to bulk up. Like we saw a lot of people there. And what's funny is, despite everything going on, to hear all the different languages spoken by the other people in the parks. Because I was like, I'm cranky when I get there and I see a kid. I'm like, he's supposed to be at school. What the hell's he doing here? Get a little monkey out of here. Right. But it was mostly a lot of preschoolers. Right. So a lot of preschoolers, which makes sense. And there was a lot of I guess a lot of foreign visitors, a lot of Portuguese, so a lot of Brazilians, a lot of Spanish, but these were Spaniards, right, from Spain. French, we heard Italian. I was like, whoa,
because I think they're all on holiday still, and not like their colleges don't start up until I think this week or next week.
I guess, yeah. But I was just like, they should all be in school too. Get out of here. The park to myself.
No, we go around Halloween just because my daughter's birthday is the 27th and my wife's birthday is the 21st. So it's one of those things where like my wife and I, for her birthday, there's like a in Geneva, Ohio, which is like it's by Cleveland. It's off of Lake Erie. It's like a kind of like a small resort area. And during Halloween time, they have a Halloween dinner theater. So the weekend around her birthday, we do that. And then immediately we're like going to following that Wednesday, we're going to leave to go to Disney. And then we'll be there until the day after Jovi's birthday. And then we'll come home. We have, my wife is blowing up my phone. We're doing like the boys and I are going to do the build the lightsabers, and then my wife, daughter, and mother-in-law are going to come watch, and then my daughter is going to do her bippity boppy boutique thing where she gets all dressed up and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, that like I said, we don't have kids, so we're just the two big children and going there ourselves. But yeah, I would imagine all that stuff is really cool. Getting to do that stuff. So.
Yeah, we didn't get to do the lightsabers last time. We got to make like the cheap plastic ones,
right?
Because we couldn't schedule. Because I think for whatever reason it was just impossible. Like it would just sold out real fast. This time we managed to get 3 of them, so we'll do that. And last time Jovi did do the bibbity boppity, but she had gotten sick and we had to go to the ER, so she didn't get to enjoy it being dressed up long enough. So we were like, all right, well, this is kind of like our makeup trip going back. Because I told them before, I was like, I'm not doing that again. It's too expensive. And here I am 3 years later.
Right. Well, how old is she now?
She'll be 8 this year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of those things where it's like, look, if we don't do it soon, she's going to, lose the magic. So
yeah.
Then be an angsty teenager.
Well, so is she the youngest, oldest?
Youngest.
Yeah,
my oldest is a senior, and my other boy is a sophomore, and then she's way younger.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. But she's at a good age.
Yes, this is a good age too, because what she still has that like young magic mentality.
Yeah,
and she's old enough and tall enough to get on everything.
Right. Yeah, that helps. Yeah. Because that's what I tell people. I'm like, well, because I see people with like preemies, like
with babies.
Yeah,
and they can't, like, you're just basically paying for a ticket for you to watch this kid here.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It was like, what's going on? Like, just out of the oven. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So you're gonna sit here in the heat and hold your baby in the sun. That's
right. Yeah, like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But I tell people, I say, look, under the age of like 4 or 5 is probably a little too young. But I said, imagine 6, 7, and 8. They're old enough to appreciate it.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it was hilarious seeing parents with. We saw one group of parents. They had 2 kids, 2 boys. I think they were like 4 and 5, somewhere in that area, and they had them on leashes. It was so funny. Because they were like, you could just tell, like, they put them down and it was like,
yeah,
they would just take off. It was like, I was just like, oh man. But yeah, it was fun. But yeah, I mean, what's your favorite part of the parks?
Hollywood Studios. That's always been, I think, even when I was younger, like I love, like, the Indiana Jones and all that. And then when they added Star Wars into it, and like the Toy Story stuff, like those are all. I'm a little sad about the Muppets, though. We got, at least the kids got to see it before they took it out.
Yeah.
But I think Hollywood has always been one of my favorites, even more so than the Magic Kingdom.
Okay, that's cool. What's funny is, as an adult, I think Epcot is my favorite. So.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. This year, actually, so last time my wife and I didn't get a chance to enjoy it as adults.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, because we were doing the Frozen section, and we make our way around the world and go to, the Ratatouille and all that stuff. And, get all we couldn't get in for Guardians because at that time the line was too long. Yeah. And the lightning lane stuff was too confusing. So I was just like, screw it. I'm hoping to get into that this time. But my wife and I are taking a day where my mother-in-law is going to watch the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Have like a pool day or whatever. If they want to go to a park, whatever, we're getting the park hopper passes. Her and I are going to go and do the Epcot. She's going to eat her way around while I drink my way around.
That's what you can do.
Yeah.
That's what you can do. Yeah.
I'm sure I'll regret it later, but hey, or I'll walk it off. I mean,
Well, yeah, that's true. You can just walk it off, especially in the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only bad thing about Universal, was there was no shade anywhere.
Mm.
I mean, like, there were no trees, nothing.
Yeah, I do remember that. Especially, so, like, last time it was actually really comfortable being there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember going in September one year when my oldest was actually like 3 or 4. No, I think he was 3. And I remember pushing him in the stroller, and I had like, and at the time I was like probably pretty like fit. It was before I got old and fat. So like I had a cut off sleeve shirt, but I was drenched, like just pushing him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you'll lose some weight there. I mean, it depends on how much, you eat, but
Fair.
It's fun, man. So Jay, or yeah, So how's your campaign going, man? What's going on? Well, what's going on with, your area of the world?
Well, I'm way behind on all the stuff I want to get done. Just, like since starting back up with my job, like,
Right.
I mentioned to you that like once the company who owns it now bought it
Mm-hmm.
and rehired everybody, like there was people missing, because they had already gotten new jobs. So I had to
Right.
make up for 2 different people for, forever. And then we just recently hired a new person to kind of help offset that. But I mean, even so, like I'm still kind of like training as well as like
Right.
picking up the slack.
Right.
So like any spare time that I'm used to having isn't there.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of like like my spare time outside of work, besides taking the kids everywhere and, with school and stuff, has been very lacking. And so like it was like a rush to get the web, or once like Mog had finished the pages, it was a rush to get the page up and live, right?
Right.
And like I'm trying to like feed Nita and Heather like the social posts that I'm trying to put out, and I'm behind doing that, and posting them myself, and
Right.
putting out emails, putting out the feelers, the marketing. So I mean I can kind of see it. It might be a sign of the times, but also a sign of like me being behind, because I'm not where I usually am or like to be,
Right.
especially with a snowpaw campaign. Because usually
Okay.
I should be funded by now with more backers, but it's kind of on par though with my last several campaigns.
Right.
So again, I'm not sure if it's a sign of the times or both.
Mhm.
It's really hard to correlate.
Yeah. Because it's funny is like, so I'm running my latest Oswald campaign, and it's doing better than it normally does.
Which is good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good, but I got like 4 massive backers. Right. And it always concerns me. I'm always like, if one of them,
yeah. Until you find out if it's legit or not. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be, because they're new, right? And they're like, I
How
think,
many previous backed have like other campaigns? Like, are they?
quite a few.
Well, that's a good sign, because if it's like 1 or 2 and you're one of them, that's a little. Did we lose you? I think you.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, all right. I thought you froze for a second.
No. It was Jay had sent me a thing. No, Jay, no guests tonight. Just Rob and I. But if I were to deduct what they put in, my campaign is pretty much on par with the last few I've made anyway.
Nice.
So, and what's crazy is like, like what it is I think they're new because they're ordering all the back stuff.
Which makes sense. I mean, that's usually where the biggin's coming from.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so they're ordering all the backlist stuff. All right, that's fine. But the funniest thing, and here's something that I'm sure you've experienced, is that now they're $300 backers, but if they decide to stick around on my next campaign, they're going to be $30 backers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean that is true, because like a lot of my backers are returning, like, and that has been the case within the last year or so. Most of them, majority, are returning backers, and like it's getting harder to find new readership within the platform, even though they're there. I think people aren't trying new things, or they feel like, oh well, this is too far in, I'm not going to jump in now, or which for this campaign it's perfect because it's a 4-issue story arc,
right?
So if you're new, hint wink wink out there, this is the perfect time to jump in on this series, because you're getting all 4 issues that's dealing with this story.
Yeah.
Now, yes, it'll continue, but it starts a whole new story arc. So again, this is the perfect time to jump in on this one. So I was a little confused as to why there hasn't been more readership, because they're new people. But again, I think people now have found their go-tos,
right?
And they only have so much money. And like over the last week, after I mean, even before and after I launched, like there's been so many campaigns that like of people that I know that I need to back, but like right now funds are slim, so it's like who do I pick and choose? Or do I just get rules for everybody?
Right. Yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough. And then we're rolling into October. which is going to be a heavy month for campaigns. It always is. So it says, hello, we'll be doing Quote the Raven at 10. We'll be eventually getting to Oswald Chronicles doing the episode. To get something over just before I do the coffee talk tonight. No problem, Lewis. Thank you. He had invited me on, like, I guess he was having some technical issues. No problem, Lewis. And Lewis, whenever you want to come on one of my shows, just let me know. Whether it be this show or the Sunday show, just chime in. I'll bring you on. All right, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, and that goes for anybody else out there. Like, sometimes we don't have time to find guests.
Yes.
So if you are looking to come on to the show, by all means, DM one of us. We're not hard to find. We're all over the place.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally, yeah. Especially Facebook.
Yeah. So, so if you want to get on the show, and we have another one in 2 weeks. If you have a campaign live, or if you just have some kind of an issue that you want to work through, we will be glad to workshop that with you.
Yeah, we're more than happy to let you know where you're going wrong now. But man, I mean, but yeah, it's always one of those things when I see those and I'm just like, ooh, okay, that's you do one of those with those big ones and you're just like, okay, it's all right, it's good, because I just finished the Dreamweavers campaign. I had 6 drop pledges.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but it's a small campaign. I mean, it'll cost you about $500.
If they're big.
Yeah. Right, if they're big enough, exactly. That's what worries me about this one. It's just if they're big enough, that's like it's gonna hurt.
I think that's what also, like, I'm doing the pay as you go pledge thing where you like they like take it in like chunks.
Right.
They just started doing that. Like, so this is the first time I'm playing with it. Mm-hmm. But what worries me is, like, I'm so used to, like, the people who are like don't remember to update their cards or they drop their pledges the first time around. What makes me, they think that like they're going to do it 4 times in a row.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Like, I feel like they need to have it where you can only do it if you have a good track record.
Right. Well, I mean, unfortunately, I think what they need to do is, just charge people when they hit the button.
Yeah.
When they hit the button.
But that's not what they're going to do. They don't want to get that make it look like they're a storefront and then have to worry about taxes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's true.
Well, that's exactly what it is, because then they're not a nonprofit anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't they run under a different type of incorporation? It was like something for the workers.
It's something with loopholes. I think if they take the money up front, then they're held responsible. I don't know how that all works.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, really, I feel like it's all semantics.
Yeah, Have you been reading any good books?
I don't think I've read much lately. I did actually get a chance to read David Byrne's Jessame Volume 1 all the way through, because he and I are discussing doing a crossover, and I wanted to get refreshed on the whole thing because I think I was reading it in chunks when the singles came out. But that is a highly recommended book or set of books. It's a great storyline. It's one of those. I don't typically care for black and white very often, but it's kind of like one of those books that have a little bit of color, kind of like Sin City or 300. But it's mostly black and white. But I felt that usually when it's black and white, I have trouble with my dyslexia trying to read everything. But I felt this was done in a manner that like made it easily digestible, and I enjoyed the story. And I do enjoy the character, so I can't wait to kind of play in that sandbox with him.
Gotcha. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I just started reading something called Super Team by Bill Willingham. It's and it's a prose novel. It's not a comic book. It's an actual novel. So he's written like 3 others in the same universe. So he has them all in this crazy world where there's like they have a detective monkey. And there's portals to other worlds, like because they're in the regular world, but they have like magic at the edges, you know, and it's just fun. And the one thing that is good is like I like his tone and his cadence to his prose. So, you know,
Nice.
if you're a fan of that sort of thing. What else am I reading? Tim Vigil just sent out Gothic Knights. He did.
I thought I backed that, but or maybe I didn't. I don't remember. I know at one point I had done a crossover update. You know, one of those like where we promote each other,
right?
But I looked at it and I don't remember if I backed it or not. I feel like it's something I would have, but it might have been when I was temporarily unemployed, so I might not have.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there was a lot of like during that period. I was like, you know, because like I back so many. Like I'm almost like I'm pretty sure between my two accounts I have at least 1,000. But you know, it just
I know it's a problem. Because I mean, I think on one account I'm 450. Maybe, and then the other account maybe like 50, but I also sometimes back IGG, and sometimes I back fund my comic because that's where Randy's doing Conan, well not Conan, excuse me, Cole the Conqueror, the Atlantean. So yeah, so I'll buy that from there. But yeah, man, it's a little it's definitely a hobby.
Well, I mean, you know, it's also like for me, it's kind of, and I hate to say it, replace the local comic shop for me because I haven't been reading mainstream comics. So like where I get my comics is through Kickstarter,
right?
Because I'm reading indie, which, you know, I hate to say it, it just the big two have been blowing it, and in my opinion, so I have not had any interest. Plus my pull box was huge at one point, you know, and I'm like, I can't keep up with this just for books that I don't want to read anymore. So,
right. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta cut them. Cause all right, I know, cause I order monthly from DCBS, right? So I just do a monthly order and I only order trades and hardcovers, right? So once in a blue moon, I'll order an actual comic book, but that's blue moon. Everything else is hardcovers, omnibuy or omnibuses or whatever you want to call it, or just trades. And I'm like, that's my entire order. And I like sometimes on there I spend a little bit more than I like too. So
well, at my local shop that I go to, Benny's, the only things that I have on my pull list now are the Walking Dead reissues that are colored.
Right.
Because again, the whole black and white thing was an issue for me. So once I heard that they were putting it on color, I was like, oh yeah, I finally be able to really enjoy this.
Right.
So that is on my pull list. So I probably should go down. I owe him some Nightwolf issue 10s. So that kind of offsets my costs. I give him, you know, his book wholesale, and then he deducts that from what I owe him.
Okay. I guess that kind of works, right?
It does. I mean, he still gets money,
right?
You know, and people buy my books off of him. Like, you know, like he has, like he get like I take 6 issues of every new book that I have down there, and he sells out of them as soon as they hit the shelf. So,
good.
I can't complain.
So, are you printing POD or are you printing offset?
Offset.
Offset. Okay.
Yes.
How many are you printing?
1,000 of the regular or the standards, and then I have like different limited numbers for the variant. Yes, because you know I go up in price as they go down in number.
Right.
That's usually how I do. Right now, my warehouse is starting to fill up, or my storage unit rather. So I probably should put some stuff on sale.
Yeah. So sometimes you just have to do it. So. Are you printing in the U.S. or you're printing overseas?
I am printing domestic through Color Vision, and I think they're out of Wisconsin. The only things that I've done overseas are the trades, the kids' book, and the plushies.
Got
Well, and the enamel pins, but I mean that's
right. Yeah, gotcha. All right, cool. Because I'm thinking of well, the direct market is so screwy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to get back in. I was like, oh, okay, but then Diamond imploded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, yeah, it's kind of up, it's down, it's this way, it's that way.
oh yeah, well, it's down. That's
Yeah.
Now they're suing all the guys who are suing them because they were selling their property without paying them for it, and now they're suing them because of that. And it's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I don't. How do you? Yeah, that's such a weird. Whatever.
Yeah, it's well, I think they're just doing that just to get the publishers to back off. They're just doing that as punitive. And I'm just like, wow. And they're probably using their money to do it.
Yeah.
That's the whole, irony of it.
That's the problem, though. Like people could sue them all they want. They're never going to see that money again. I mean, even if the courts say, hey, you need to pay them, and with what, really? I mean, it's a company. Even like the people who are like working there.
Yeah.
That's it's just gonna disband. Is all it's gonna happen, and nobody's gonna get no money.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, that's crazy because I mean, listen, I had a very simple business model, right? I would print the books in black and white as comic books, right? Go through whatever limited series I'm going through, then print the trade, then print it in color, then print the trade, and then I would go through the direct market. That was the plan.
Right.
I'm all the way up to the last step, and Diamond implodes. And I was like, sons of bitches. I was like, sons of bitches.
I mean, that's always been like, for me, like, I think that was always like my next step up is getting into like distribution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the time. Clearly, I don't have the time to distribute things myself.
Yeah.
I do that for Kickstarters. I don't have time to do that every day, in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like hoping that like, at one point I'd probably like get, connected with somebody who would deal with the distribution side of things while I continue to do with the crowdfunding thing. At this point, it's I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm almost, with Snowball 4, I have a finished story arc.
Right.
And right now, Carlos is working on issue 11 out of 12 of the first Nightwolf story arc. So for me, it's like, okay, well, I see a light at the end of the tunnel for these first two story arcs.
Mm-hmm.
I can wait and see what happens in the direct market. Or I just continue doing what I do. I mean,
I'm just continuing doing what I do. I'm just waiting until it shakes out, because I spoke to, I did a one-on-one interview with Phil Russert a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we were talking about Philbo distribution. And listen, I'm hopeful. I want that guy to succeed.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I met him at Terrificon. He was walking around and talking to people, and he and I were talking about it. And same thing I said to you is that like right now I'm kind of waiting to build up my, because I don't have time to put things out monthly. So like it's kind of waiting till these story arcs before I like start putting out. But and so I told him like I hope things work well for you because when the time comes, if you're there and you're
right, and it's important that retailers order from him. Because I think that's one of the big issues that you might be having is getting the retailers order.
I think and that's why Diamond had worked for so long is because they made it easy for the retailers to do a one-stop shop, right? They don't want to have to chase down where they're getting what book from, invoicing and stuff like that. So when you get a bunch of indie guys coming at all these shops, they're like, oh, I'm not dealing with all that business. They want it easy. They just want to be able to, order their stock and sell, and I get it. It's just, it's just not how things work anymore.
No, not at all. I mean, because Lunar, I mean, if they're feeling gracious, they'll let you in the door. Right. And then there's Philbo. And then I think Universal will start shipping soon. I don't know when. Universal is the other company that purchased, I guess, one half of Diamond. Like they got the smaller half.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the Canadian distributors. So they do, and they wanted to open up in the US. But since Diamond imploded, I think they're gonna try it. They already got DC signed up. But I don't know if they're gonna open it up to anybody else.
Mm.
So it'll be nice to see if they take on, some smaller publishers. Because who was I talking to? There was one guy I spoke to. He was trying to get FemForce. And FemForce is, AC Comics, Americomics. They've been around, I think, longer than I've been around. And when I say that, I mean like me physically as a human being. like I think Bill Black has been publishing since '66. Okay. And that's older than me. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. But they've been in and out of they have been in and out. They've been in Diamond Comics continuously for years. And they were doing FemForce, which is their biggest thing. And I think they were up to issue 300 and something or 190. I don't know. They had a lot of issues, but they're gone. Nobody knows. I think probably you can order off their website now.
I mean, that was like their only means of distribution before.
Right. Them. I don't know what happened to Dave Simmons Cerebus, where he's coming out of. Because I don't see him on Lunar. I don't see him at Filbo. So I don't know what's going on with that guy. I don't know Terry Moore. Maybe he's at Lunar. I don't even know. A lot of these small publishers just poof disappeared. Antarctic Press is having to go through Massive with Lunar. And they're probably not making any money on that deal.
No, probably not. That's the other thing too. Like for us at our size, like we weren't making money to begin with.
Right.
Like it was basically a marketing tool. So like we were just hoping that it covered the cost of the books and the shipping.
Right.
Right. So, but at this point, it's almost like if it's not going to cover that and it's going to put you in a hole, just keep self-publishing and self-doing,
exactly. I mean, that's the thing, man. It's just a little crazy, but we got to try to expand out. That's the thing, And I mean, listen, there's no better way, right, than to keep doing it through Kickstarter. Do you want me to play this video?
Yeah, sure. It's always good for a laugh, especially when I get to the end. In 19th century Scotland, a fierce heroine with an adventurous spirit nearly gives in to the social expectations of her time. But a trite fairy tale ending is not meant to be as Cyrilla McKinley discovers her werewolf lineage. Her eyes are opened for the first time to the existence of supernatural beings and creatures of fantasy. Hi, I'm Robert A. Multari, the creator and writer of Snowpaw, and the hit series Nightwolf, as well as the founder of Lone Wolf Comics. While writing the Snowpaw series, I wanted to tell a story about a strong female character who my daughter and other girls reading comic books can look up to as a great role model. In April of 2016, I launched a failed Kickstarter campaign for my first series, Nightwolf. I didn't let that failed launch stop me, so I decided to raise the money on my own doing freelance web design jobs to pay for the artists. After self-publishing Nightwolf issues 1 and 2, I came back to Kickstarter in October 2019. Since then, I have successfully overfunded 17 campaigns for Nightwolf issues 3 through 10, both the Nightwolf volumes 1 and 2 trade paperbacks, the first 3 issues of Snowpaw, the Wolfpack Pups Halloween Kids board book, and 3 Wolfpack Pup plush toys. That's all thanks to my amazing backers that I refer to as my Wolfpack. Now I stand ready to publish Snowpaw issue 4. And that's why I've come back to pay for the printing and the rewards that you will receive for backing this project. I'd like to personally thank you in advance for backing Snowpaw and joining the Wolfpack. I'm extremely grateful for where I am now as a self-publisher and continuing to serialize new comic books for you to enjoy. Again, thank you for taking this creative journey with me. I appreciate it so much. Aye, so what are you waiting for? Take this journey back with me to 19th century Scotland and join the Wolfpack today. You could definitely tell that I originally recorded that, like the face shots during issue 2, because like my beard was so much darker.
And I love the kilt. It was like,
that would be my Chisholm family on my mom's side.
on your mom's side. All right. It's, I mean, it's looking good, man. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's, I'm happy to finally get to this point, to actually have a story arc completed. Because I haven't been able to say that yet.
Right. Well, listen, you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks fantastic, man. I mean, So, I mean, how many more? I didn't even look. How many days do you have left?
Let's see. This is only week 1. I have 2 more weeks from tomorrow. No, two more weeks from this coming Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it ends on the 26th on my birthday, actually.
Gotcha. All right, nice. So, yeah, I mean, listen, man, you know how it is. You're gonna make it cool. You got your pups.
Oh yeah. I figured too. I actually included her in with some of the higher rewards just for because why not, right?
Yeah. Shit. Nice. You work with too many people.
Tell me about it. I mean, the list for Nightwolf, like all the the people that have done like covers in the past. I mean, geez, up to so many variant covers, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Like, I'm trying to narrow down to like a group of cover artists. Like, these are the people I'm going to work with. You know what I mean? I'm like, but every now and again, I see a new person. You're like, get that one. Just do right. Maybe for that, I'll try that guy.
Yeah. I have my usual go-tos, but sometimes like I do like if I see some like for example, the high-end variant is done by somebody who's I don't even think she's a comic book creator. She's just like a furry artist. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't have anything really like that,
right?
But I love her style, so I just reached out to her on Twitter one day, and I was like, hey. And she ended up doing 2 covers for me, but I'm going to save one for issue 5, and then the first one was for this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because she showed me 2, which is crazy. Like her roughs were practically done. Look at pieces. Like she just had to do the details of like some, and I'm like, well, you've already done this much. Well, shit.
Right. Well, some artists are funny. Sometimes they'll do that, so you could just be like, "Oh, well."
Right. Yeah. Oh, I was like, how about a discount if I do both right
now? Oh yeah, it's funny. I worked with one guy. He had done these 2 Oswald pieces. So he had done the one that's on our on the show promo thing that we have for the face of this show.
Mm-hmm.
He had done that painting for me. But he had another layout for another one, and I was like, "Oh, I like the both. I just do the both."
Right? Yeah. Like I find when that happens, if I'm happy enough with it, I will pay the little extra.
Right.
Hopefully they give me the discount for the second one, but
right. Well, I didn't even ask for a discount. I was just like, I'll just do it both.
Well, that's was the reason I even like asked about the discount was like because I think it was the last Nightwolf. The Nikto illustrator guy, he did some of the sexy covers, and he had like 2 of them, that I really liked, and he's like, hey, if he's the one who suggested, he's like, hey, I'll knock this much off of the second one because he was doing non-safe and safe for both of them, right? But he was like, I'll knock off this much if we could do both, and I was like, all right, cool.
All right.
So like that's kind of like I was like maybe I'll ask this girl if I can do that.
Hey, listen, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt.
Especially when like I'm slapping everything on a credit card and hoping that these campaigns will pay it off so I can slap it on a credit card again.
True. Yeah, it's funny. I'm like, how do I work? I usually work it so that campaign I already have the money from the prior campaign and it's paying for the next stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not killing a credit card.
Well, I was that way until I
Mhm.
decided to do the Wolfpack Pup stuff, and as you know, those don't do as well as my comic books.
Right.
They funded, yes, but
Hmm.
that doesn't mean that it put money in my pocket. Not
Right.
that these ever do, but it
Hmm.
also kind of put me to the point where I was like, okay, cool. I have to do things for credit card, pay it off the next time, you know. So
Gotcha.
until I can get those caught up,
Hmm.
you know. But
Gotcha.
hey, it is what it is. You're running a business. You got money's fungible.
Right. Yeah. 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 Listen, I can't even tell you how it's like, the one bank account runs low and you're like, okay, well, let me dip into this one and, you know, but it is what it is. But here, let me share this out real quick. So here's what my IC I cannot tell 1 through 4. And it's the story of Oswald. And he's telling the story of when he was the emperor in Dream for a race called the Mar, and how he helps them get away from this evil demon god and their church that were controlling them, and he's trying to pull away from that. That's one story, and then the other story is this is the first time. Well, this is the story of when he first fell in love with his wife, because his marriage is an arranged one, right? So it was an arranged marriage, um, and he was passed the mantle of emperor by her father. And but part of the deal was that you have to marry my daughter, and he accepts. But like any arrangement, you have to get to know the person or whatever. And this is how they end up falling in love. And this is one of the scenes with Oswald battling some demons and stuff. And it's fun. It's fun. I have a lot of fun with this.
And that's what it should be.
Yeah, exactly. So and and of course I never link it to these things. DM Ray was very kind and did a review of the first 2 issues, and I have it posted up all over the place. Of course, I don't put on the campaign because I'm just smart like that. But anyway,
because you hate marketing.
but 43 hours left, so go check it out.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Back it.
Back it. Yeah. But
get to the Kickstarter.
Yes. Get to the Kickstarter. Are there any good movies coming out?
Good?
Yeah. Well, how should I say this? Is there anything to look forward to? Right? Because we had Superman Fantastic Four. Right?
Which I watched neither of those.
Really?
Look,
you see either one?
So I can barely get to the theater anymore. And when I do, it's usually a kid's movie.
Right.
And my wife and I, when we go to a movie, we kind of have to take turns on who gets to pick. I think the last movie I saw in the theater might have been Wicked, the first half.
Oof.
And I'm pretty sure that the next movie I'll probably go see is
Wicked 2?
Huh? Yeah, well, that's a given. I mean, there's no. I actually enjoyed it, to be honest.
Okay.
So I enjoyed the musical.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you out there, yes, I go to musicals and I do enjoy them as long as they're entertaining to me.
Mm-hmm.
Which I do enjoy a unique take on the Wizard of Oz because I do like the Wizard of Oz. That was one that I did enjoy in the theater, and seeing it in the movies was actually, as much as like there was a lot of hype around it and I didn't quite believe it just because of typical things lately.
Yeah.
So when we saw it, I actually really enjoyed the adaptation, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the second half, considering the second half of the musical is the shorter half.
Right.
And seeing how they're going to expand into it. But the next movie I'll probably go see is with my daughter. She's excited to go see the new Gabby Cats Dollhouse movie, which it's a Netflix TV series that became a Nickelodeon series that now has a movie coming out. So don't feel bad for not hearing about it. Believe me, I wish I could not too.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess Tron is coming out. I don't even know when.
like, is that a continuation of the last one or a reboot? Like, you know what I
think,
mean?
I think it ties into the world. I just don't know at what point though. You know,
Fair.
it's been a while since I watched that movie.
Yeah.
And then Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
That did look good. I
Well,
do think I remember seeing that and being like, ooh.
yeah. So, you know, it's a Netflix movie, but they're going to release it in theaters. Because I think they're doing that because they want to have it at least, you know, available for the Oscars because it has to be released.
Well, I think too, the people who, like, for me, I love going to the theater. It just, again, it's one of those things where I have to pick and choose, and it has to be something that's going to really pique my interest anymore to get me there. Otherwise, I mean, if it's on Netflix, I may or may not watch it, or I'll never see it.
Right.
Same with anything on Disney Plus or any of those other streamers. I barely watch. Look, I don't run my TV. My kids, my wife, you know, I the only time I get to see things I want to see is usually when I'm exercising in the morning, and they're all sleeping, you know.
No, I got you, man. I got you. I mean, you know, I maybe get 30 minutes to an hour in a day if I'm lucky, and that's usually while I'm eating. You know, so I'll eat in front of the TV, and I'm like, and I'm watching what is it, Dan to Dan?
Oh, okay, yeah,
anime.
yeah.
And because a friend of mine, he was like, "You should watch Dan to Dan," and I was like, "What?" And then I started watching Dan to Dan, and I was just like, "This shit is batshit crazy."
It is. It really is. That's one of the ones that I've been watching as they release it while I'm exercising in the morning.
Yeah.
And just because, like, you know, it was always flashing on Netflix or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'll try it out. Like, I know this is going to be the next big thing that all these kids at cons are talking about. So I figured I'd get the lingo, right? Because that's kind of like what I do is, like, I'll sprinkle in some anime just so I can understand what I see kids dressing up as anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's batshit crazy. And I find myself at the end of, like, most of those episodes be like, what the fuck did I just watch?
It's not so much that for me. It's just funny, stupid.
Yeah, it's very slapstick.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God, these kids are so dumb.
Right. And it's just like, you know, you could just tell it's all right. They're just having it because before, like, I'm like off again, on again anime fan, right? So I'll watch some stuff, like, you know, and then it might be a year or two before I watch anything else. Like I watch Freerun. That's also on Netflix. That's a good one, but that's like a very soft, straightforward, more like an action adventure. It has a few comedic moments, but you know, for the most part, it's like it's much more toned down. You know, it's about an elf.
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah.
Oh, you know the story. Okay,
I do. I started watching that. I think I watched the first episode. Like, man, I hope this picks up.
You hope what?
I hope it picks up.
You know what it is? I liked it because of the tone, right? Because it wasn't so high paced, so high action adventure. Sometimes I like to step back and just see a story unfold slowly. You know what I mean?
That, for the most part, if I was actually watching it to watch it, I think I probably would feel that way.
Right.
But the problem is I'm on an elliptical, and I'm watching this, trying to keep my pace, right?
Right.
If it's putting me to sleep while I'm on the elliptical, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not getting my workout in.
You should probably watch Peacemaker then.
Oh yeah, that's one that I've had on my radar.
Yeah. Peacemaker's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did. As far as animes and things that I've watched, Full Metal Jacket Brotherhood, I've watched that twice during my, because I did enjoy, because there's enough pacing, storytelling, and intrigue and action for me to, I actually watched it twice, surprisingly. Right. Inuyasha was another one that, like, I remember watching in college, and then I bought all the DVDs as they came out, and I'll watch those occasionally as I'm exercising.
Right.
And then Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer, the other two that I haven't watched many, but I think that is the list of ones I've watched.
Attack on Titan is the one I have to finish watching.
So they just finished the dub, I think, on Hulu for the last few episodes.
Okay, good.
So because I got all the way to like I think it was the last 2 or 3, and I had to wait a year, and I was like, mother,
Right.
because with my dyslexia, I am not reading it.
Right.
I don't care what language it is, I'm not reading it.
Right. No, it's funny because I don't have a problem reading it, but it's just I'm usually eating while I'm watching,
Yeah,
so I don't want to. I'm trying to
focus on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Like
for
like
me,
a
like
liquid.
I have to de-dyslexic it. So
Mhm.
it never gives me enough time to do that before they move on. So I totally
Right.
miss what they're saying.
Gotcha.
So it's just like, you know what? Because there's so much going on. I'm trying to pay attention to what's happening. I don't want to have to, you know what I mean? Like I'm just
Yeah.
as a dyslexic, I don't want to read the subtitles.
The subtitles. No, I got
I
you.
want to, I don't even care if their mouth doesn't match. Just make sure the acting doesn't sound like butt.
Right. Right. No, I got you. I got you. Have you ever seen The Boy and the Heron?
I've heard of it, have not seen it.
It's a Miyazaki. You know Miyazaki is Hayao Miyazaki. So Spirited Away, Totoro, all those stuff. So it was the last movie he did. So good movie. Good movie. I think you might enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, I did enjoy Spirited Away back in the day.
Yeah. Spirited Away.
Nausicaa. Yeah, that one. I remember I don't know if my mom was watching this stuff when I was younger, but I remember it being on and watching it because like
right.
Is like the big bugs that they rode and all that stuff that really stuck out with me when I was a kid. And then like I remember like in college they did like a anniversary edition on DVD, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah, you're like, there it is. That's it.
That's one of the things that traumatized me as a child, those giant bugs.
Princess Mononoke is another good one. Even though it's not about the princess. It's not. It's about that guy. Because I don't know if you remember the movie, but there's a young prince in the movie. That movie's about him. It's not really about her. She's in the movie. She's important. But I just think he needed to sell it. So it was just, all right, we'll be Princess. Can't just name it like this guy's name.
Right, yeah. Marketing plays.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, those are the movies I watch when I really need to, or if I'm like pissed off, I'll watch one of those movies.
Fair.
If I'm super pissed off, you'll catch me watching Bugs Bunny. You will catch me if I'm like really mad. I'm like watching Bugs Bunny.
And Daphne just goes, "Oh, I'm avoiding the room."
Oh no! Sometimes she'll sit down and watch it with me because because we'll just sit there and laugh because we're both fans. So but yeah, it's but those movies, good stuff. Anyway, Rob, so I think it's gonna be an early night for us.
I think so.
All right. So thank you everybody for being here. Rob, please let them know where they can find you.
Yeah. You can find me at Lone Wolf Comics on pretty much all social media. So if you have a social media, I am probably there. Whether I'm active or not, that's another question. But I am very active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I am also at Rob Multari on the same 3. And you can find my stuff at lonewolfcomics.com. Snowpaw.lonewolfcomics.com will take you to that very long Kickstarter link that nobody can ever remember. JD, where can they find you, my good sir?
The OswaldChronicles.com, TallTalesOnline.com, primarily on Kickstarter. Go check out the Oswald Chronicles. This Sunday night I'll be back with who's on? Oh no, you're on the next weekend.
Yeah, because I'm at a Comic-Con this weekend, so that's the next one I'm on.
So I'll be on with Jay and George and Mark and all these other people. So just come join us. We'll be there talking about comic books or something insane. But that's where we'll be. And just remember, everybody, check out the show notes. Check out those links. There's only 2 creators here, and yes, we deserve your support. Go buy the comics. All right. So just remember, read more indie comics, especially ours. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night.